welcome. This is Jennifer Palmer, and I'm an intuitive and energy healer and a spiritual coach. Today, I would like to talk to you about the power of the third eye awakening. A lot of people talk about it in the spiritual community, and if you're just getting started out, you may not quite be aware of what they're talking about, or even if you know a bit, maybe there's something else you can learn here today. So, what exactly is our third eye? It's actually what we refer to when we're talking in the physical sense to the pineal gland in the very center of the brain. It's a little pea-sized gland, and it looks like a pine cone. That's why you'll see pine cones in a lot of spiritual imagery. It's really about the pineal gland and its connection to the spiritual. And on the physical level, it secretes hormones and like melatonin and other things. So there's going to be some very physical aspects to it all. But where the beauty is as a spiritual seeker is that it's known as your inner or spiritual eye. And the pineal gland literally has photoreceptors, like rods and cones, inside the interior lining of your pineal gland. And it's wired to the visual cortex of your brain. So it literally is a third eye. Okay. So this isn't just some spiritual mumbo jumbo. You actually do have the ability to see in a whole different way. So this is one of your inner or spiritual senses. Now, there are many benefits for awakening or opening your third eye. Usually, it's focused around the idea of being able to see more, being able to connect to your guides or connect to the spiritual realm. You'll often see things such as more visions and colors, more auras or energies. You might see more ghosts or spirits or, whatever you want to call that. There's a lot of different things that we don't see because we have such a limited perception of our reality in all ways. Think about it like a spectrum. For example, a dog whistle. Most people cannot hear a dog whistle, but a dog hears it very, very well. When a person who can hear it, and they do hear it, it tends to be a very high frequency. Most people tune out that frequency. But as in all things spiritual, when you're talking the spiritual gifts, it's a frequency that you're tuning into. So I'm excited about this because I love this kind of thing. I hope you are too. But it's exciting to know that your pineal gland is actually a third eye. It actually truly is. That's why they call it a third eye. And we're not making it up here, guys. It's important. Okay. And you can awaken it and open it so that you can suddenly see more around you. It does also, one of the other benefits when you open your third eye, and that's why it's usually considered the first thing to do, is to open that third eye in the center of your forehead there. When you open it, other gifts start to follow, typically. So clairaudience, claircognizance, clairsentience, and there's more, clairgustance, clairempathy, things like that. And there's lots of different terminologies for the different types of senses, but basically it's your inner vision, which is the clairvoyance, inner hearing, which is your clairaudience, your inner knowing. Somehow you know, but you don't know how you know. It just comes out of nowhere. You aren't seeing anything, you aren't hearing anything, but you just suddenly know something that you would not have known logically. That's claircognizance. And then clairsentience it's a feeling. Some people link that to emotional states, although some people also use clairempathy or other terms. But that type of clairsentience, it's like a feeling. You're feeling something in your body. Sometimes I might feel somebody else's hip pain or something like that. And then I know, okay, that's my clairsentience. I'm just gathering information. My body's reading the information and telling me about it. Okay. So it's all really important and it's all really wonderful. And if you're on that spiritual path, it's one of the things that you really want to do activate, because you get so much more out of your meditations and out of your connections to your guides or in prayer, or even just in every day, you'll suddenly get visions about things. And unless you know what's happening, you won't even realize you're getting a vision. But it does happen. And the more you focus on it, and the more you intend to open and awaken your third eye, the more easily it occurs. So what can you do to awaken your third eye? There's many things you can do. One of the best things you can do to start is to just really modify your diet. I know you're probably like, oh, really? Diet, really? Yes. Eating a clean and healthy diet makes every part of your physical body function better, including your pineal gland. Things like fluoride and heavy metals and other things can damage your pineal gland just like it damages other parts of your body. So when you're looking at how to keep yourself healthy, detoxification, eating well, just really taking care of your body temple is really important. Okay. That's a good foundation because if you're eating really terribly, your body can't function the way it could. Okay. And even if right now you're seeing some visions and you feel like, no, I think I'm good, I'm just going to continue eating really bad things and my body will just deal with it. Imagine what you could do if you were actually feeding it correctly, feeding your body, feeding your pineal gland correctly. Okay. Imagine how much better you could be, how much clearer your guidance could be, how much clearer your visions could be. All right. Just saying, to me, it's a really important foundational step. Another thing you can do is really focus and intend that it opens. Place your attention in the center of your forehead and just intend. All right, I am opening my third eye. I am opening my third eye. I am opening my third eye. In whatever way is for the highest good, I awaken and I open my third eye. Just intend it. Spend 5 minutes a day intending my third eye is opening. I am awakening. My third eye is opening. I am awakening. And before you know it, that intention, that very consistent intention changes things and it starts to really push it through. You're telling God, you're telling the universe that you're ready to spiritually awaken. Another thing you can do is meditate more. Meditate and visualize. That's really important. Okay. The more you meditate, the more you get into the brain state that allows for the transformation and the awakening to occur. And the more you visualize and utilize that inner vision of your own doing. So if I say visualize a pink elephant in the room, immediately you're going to try to visualize that pink elephant, and most people will get it. If you can't, it's okay. Keep working it. There's a block there, and the more you practice, the more consistent you are about it, the more easily you'll overcome that block. Okay. And you just got to work it, work it, work it. Some people naturally are gifted with this. Some people are not. Either way, practice is important because the more you can fine tune it, the more you can call it on demand, the better it will be. So I can literally ask my guides to show me an image or to show me something about somebody's situation or something I want to know more about. And I will often see visions. Sometimes I'll hear things or know things, but a lot of times now it's visions too. It didn't used to be for me. I had to work at it and I had to build it. So just know that that awakening process requires some practice. Meditate, visualize, practice. And if you don't know how to visualize things, start with maybe something you did during the day. It can be very mundane or it could have been exciting. It doesn't matter. It could have been driving through traffic on the way to work or something. Reimagine it in your mind, revisualize it. Think about going through it all over again and just sit and, I don't want to say force, but really encourage your brain to go through that motion, to really try to get it. Okay. The more you do it, the better it will become and the easier it will be. Another thing you can do is energy healing. So energy healing could include things like acupuncture or acupressure, Reiki, or angelic healing. There's a lot of different types. Many of them will open things up. Before I took my Reiki level 1 class and I started learning how to become a healer, I had only ever had one other vision in my lifetime. And I think I saw a spirit. It was a woman. I saw an image of a woman I didn't know. Her hair was blowing. She was looking through a window from inside a house, looking outside the house, like she was searching for something. And her hair was blowing. She had dark hair. I remember she was wearing a dress. She was really pretty. But I was like, I saw that. It was the first time I'd ever seen a vision. I didn't know what it was or why I saw it. It was very weird to me. I later realized that I probably saw a spirit, somebody who had hitched a ride and was hanging out. I probably someone who had passed away that I ran into in a store. And but I didn't realize what was happening. And then when I took my level 1 Reiki class, it really opened things up for me. Where when we were practicing after what they call the attunement, I started getting visions. I had really clear visions out of the blue, and I wasn't expecting it. And it took me by surprise, but it was so fascinating how vivid it was. So, energy healing can be a really great way to open things up for yourself, even if you really don't necessarily plan on becoming a healer. It's a really great thing because then you can give yourself Reiki. You can open up your abilities. Now, that said, definitely go to somebody that you trust or that somebody you're connected to trusts, because there's a lot of things out there. There's beneficial and non-beneficial energies, and not everyone always has your best interest at heart. But that said, most people do. And, you know, like anything, you don't just want to go blindly walking down New York City or some other city, and not know your surroundings and not know who you're trying to engage with. Practice smart spirituality always. Okay. You'll hear me say that forever. Just, don't be afraid, but be smart. Okay. Um, Essential oils. There's some really good essential oils that you can use too that can really help open things up. And you can smell the essential oils. You could put it in a diffuser. You could even just put some with a carrier oil, such as like a coconut oil or something, and you could just rub it on your third eye area in the middle of your forehead here. And just intend that that's going to help open things up. And some different ones you may want to try and see what resonates with you. They can have strong scents and you may not like all of them. So see what feels right. See what helps in your meditations or your visualizations or feeling like you're opening things up or cleansing. But patchouli, lavender, frankincense, rose, cedarwood, clary sage, rosemary, palo santo, and carrot seed. Those are all really good ones to help with different aspects of the third eye. So just play around with it, see what makes sense. Maybe burn some incense, see if any of those are, feeling like you're really connected to it. Sandalwood might be another good one because it can help you really get into meditation and things like that. So it just really depends on what you're trying to achieve and where you need some support. But really, essential oils are magnificent, and it helps raise your vibration, and it helps bring forth an energy of almost like an intensity with it. And it activates a lot of your senses because you can smell it, and it's interacting with your third eye chakra, and it just hits you on a deeper level. So I highly recommend working with essential oils. All right. And the last thing I want to say is make sure you take your time. You'll open up and awaken in whatever way you need to, in whatever way is best for you in divine timing. Now, we can speed that up a bit by really intending to do it. A lot of times we won't open until we make the effort to try, and then we start to open. Some people open very quickly. Some people open very slowly. I don't ever question that. To me, it's about just stating to the universe and God, whatever is for my highest good, make this happen. I really want to be able to connect more with my guides or my loved ones, or I want to be able to see energies more. I'm a healer and I want to be able to see people's auras more, or I want to know when they have a spirit guide next to them. I teach a lot of healers and I really help them through that. And many people have no intuitive ability when they first start. And it starts to open and open and open. And some people awaken really quickly, and others, it's just real slow and you just don't know why. And some, it's like a whole range in between. Just like some people are naturally gifted at basketball, and some people, they can try, they can play, they can maybe make some baskets, but maybe they will never be a superstar. The same thing can be said in this as well, because not everybody is necessarily meant to do this type of work. Not everybody is meant to have a bombardment of loved ones, guides, angels, and all kinds of people's energies, in their face and seeing it all the time, because it can be really overwhelming if you open too soon. So just know that. It's a lot because when you start unlocking your abilities, you will feel so much more. You start to experience all the different energies and vibrations going on around you, and it can be very overwhelming. And, I have a son who used to be diagnosed as being on the autism spectrum, and he's almost 25 now. And so I know a bit about autism and their sensitivities and how they see the world. And a lot of them are very spiritually connected. A lot of them have very awakened spiritual gifts. And my son could see energies, he could channel, he was a naturally gifted energy healer, that he was very in tune with that aspect of his being. And they say that, those on the spectrum tend to be very overwhelmed by things very easily. So certain scents or even just certain lighting, if it flickers at all, they can see it. It really bothers them. If somebody's in an angry mood, and even if they're trying to cover it up and pretend like they're not, they feel that. They sense everything. And they're also telepathic. So there's a lot more conversation there. But I just find this so fascinating, and just the sensitivities. So back to what I was saying, don't rush things. Open it up gently or as quickly as you need to, and whatever is for your highest good. Okay? Don't rush it. Just love it. Just get into the process of it. Love your awakening, love your opening, and your realization that there's so much more to this existence than we can physically touch. Okay? There's so much more. And I'm excited for you to really dive more deeply into all of this so that you can experience it for yourself. And you don't have to just believe somebody like me telling you it's real. All right. So if you found this helpful, I would love for you to comment below and tell me any of your experiences. I do read the comments, and I love seeing your feedback. And, if you have questions, let me know too. And if you just like this, please like and subscribe and share it with others. And I just want to say I appreciate you very much. I just started this whole channel just a couple months ago, and I feel really driven to just put some information out there that might be helpful. So anyway, have a great afternoon, and I will see you soon. Bye.